That lonesome whistle give me a pain. I don't care what Johnny Cash said, all them trains go straight to well. I don't care what Johnny said, I hate trains.
Oh my God! Wow! Listen to that horn! Oh my God! Oh, she's beautiful!
Benji Berry and Casey Jones and the wreck of the 99. But for my part, you can take them trains and shove them on down the line. 'Cause I hate trains, dreary nights and drizzling rain. I hate trains, that lonesome whistle give me a pain.
Can't get enough of this Mac Allen Smith, boy. Broke up a Walgreens. I hate trains. This guy really had his finger on the pulse. It's almost as if he was a soothsayer. So this guy is out there not only spitting rhymes about trains, but saying so much sooth. Yeah.
Only thing ever done for me was make me miss my plane.
Miss complain?
Miss his plane.
Oh.
Miss my plane. Only thing a train ever done is make me miss my plane. Melanie from Parma Heights wants to wish young Bill Squire a very happy birthday.
Thank you, Melanie.
And she's not alone.
Thank you to everybody. It's been a great day.
Mm-hmm. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from out of state, tell me where you do that. I'd like to know where people are. If you're new to the show, let me know that too, and I'll make sure that you're representing your state. Brian listens in Orlando. Steve is a bureau chief in Tooele, Utah. Doug is in Dundalk, Maryland.
Dundalk.
Josh is up in Binghamton, New York. D-Rock hit me up. He's in El Paso, Texas. He's been there a long time. He goes, I don't know what's happening in my town. 3 years ago, we had the Walmart shooting right next door. It was a mall shooting in El Paso last night. 1 dead, 3 injured. This was right next door to where 23 people got killed in the Walmart in 2019 in El Paso. A disgruntled Walmart employee, I think. Listen, it's Texas. You know, they passed, you don't even need a permit anymore. They passed permitless carry a couple years ago after school shootings. So, you know, my kids are still, my older kids, they've canceled classes and everything for the rest of the week at Michigan State. And they're not sure what's happening. You know, I'm getting constant emails from the muckety-mucks at Michigan State. But so far, I don't think that's anything shocking about them canceling classes. But, you know, college is supposed to be fun. You know, my son is a senior. My daughter's afraid. Half of his time was carved up by COVID. And my daughter hasn't even finished freshman year, and now this. So that school is changed forever now. They've joined that terrible fraternity of schools where, you know, they're washing blood off the sidewalk. One of my daughter's friends was one of the people who got shot. Not killed, but there were five students in the hospital, and her friend, she said, is he's got the best prognosis of the 5 that were hospitalized. So 3 of them were killed. They didn't know any of the kids that got killed, but one of her friends was one of the guys who got shot. But I guess he's expected to make a full recovery. They're not sure about the other 4. But D-Rock's down in El Paso and watching all that. I don't know if you saw any of the video. There was all kinds of just security cam footage from inside that mall. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
When that shooting was going off. And there are people who think that more guns somehow equals less gun violence. I mean, there's more people armed than ever before, and you'll be amazed to discover that the mass shootings haven't slowed down. So I don't know where the thought is behind that. Because you can't talk about gun issues after a school shooting because, of course, it's thoughts and prayers time. And you can't do anything then. So, I don't know. By the way, if you're keeping score, thoughts and prayers are 0-81 this year. But you keep working that crank. So, yeah, El Paso, no shortage of issues from things at the border to people getting shot and all kinds of stuff. I've got some sperm news. You want sperm news?
Let's do it.
Speaking of Bureau Chiefs, if you are one of our listeners from the great city of Chicago, Illinois, you have been voted America's sexiest city by the company Pink Cherry, which I think their only criterion is who's buying sex toys. and so they ranked them thusly. And Chicago is a city that buys the most clone your bone kits. You ever done that? You know, they got
I've heard of it. I've never done
yeah,
it.
Never done it. No.
Plaster caster back in the Kiss days, but the clone your bone, match your snatch. That's what they call them. And so Chicago tops the list of sexiest cities. Dallas, Vegas, Atlanta. Strangely enough, number 8, Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Stop. You know where we live. Nevertheless, every city has a story to tell. And New York buys the most vibrators. Listen, that's just the
That's
law
a
of
lot of
averages.
people.
I thought
When
that would
you
have gone
have
for
the most-
Charlotte.
What's that?
I thought that would have gone for Charlotte.
The most vibrators?
Yeah. Because aren't they Buzz City?
Charlotte is?
Yeah.
I mean,
From
I
the
will
Hornets,
take your, I
yeah,
will
like
take your
there's,
word
like-
for it.
I thought they
Buzz
had
City.
one of their
Okay.
city jerseys was Buzz City, and then their airport
Oh.
code is CLT. It makes the most sense that Charlotte
Yeah, I get that.
leads the way here.
Yeah, well, I think that Pink Cherry needs to
Yeah.
reevaluate their grading system. Los Angeles buys the most handcuffs. I think it's a big leap for them to assume that that's just for sexual purposes.
Citizens arrest.
Dallas buys the most lube. You know where to go, Cody.
Dry. Such a dry place.
I love it.
Arid, if you will.
Phoenix purchases the most sex furniture,
Because they're old.
Wait, sex furniture, like
like a swing or a bench or,
Like,
I remember when
the
we had,
Liberator.
we have a swing, and when we first moved to Cleveland, we lived in the Tremont Lofts, which is an old Bible printing factory or something. And these big timber lofts with these huge timber posts and things. And I was initially going to affix our swing to one of these overhead timber posts. And it became very, very clear that all was not what it seemed. It looked a lot sturdier than it was.
The beam or the swing?
The beam.
Oh.
Well, little of both. Little of both. Atlanta claims the title of most discreet city.
That makes sense.
And
they're on the DL.
What?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those DL dudes. So I always heard
DL dudes is what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, that's what discreet means. But like, I always heard that rumor that don't go to Atlanta because your husband's
Yeah, but that
probably gay.
doesn't mean dudes. Discreet is not a blanket descriptor for just guys.
Okay.
Right?
That's what I took from it.
It's not, but it's also kind of a hub for the South. Like, I think it's the gayest city in the South for sure.
Oh, yeah,
No,
Atlanta is?
Miami.
Yeah, isn't it?
I think Miami would.
I was
or
gonna say.
Key
No,
West.
I think Atlanta. I thought we talked about this one time,
I don't know.
but then I think there's a lot of like Poundcake's talking about where DL guys are going there because it's the biggest city in that radius, and so all these like repressed dudes are going there to get it out and then going back home.
They have a pseudo marriage and
Yeah.
they live out their lives at night.
Here are the 10 gayest cities in the South. These are not ranked. Charleston, home of the Chew. Nashville, New Orleans, Atlanta. And they refer to it as the epicenter of the LGBT South, which is what Bill's talking about.
Okay.
Austin, Charlotte, Dallas, Houston, Raleigh, Memphis.
I'm surprised Charlotte's on there. Or not Charlotte, Charleston.
Well, It has a thriving gay community and plenty of gay-friendly businesses. Charleston is no joke.
I've been to Charleston, and it only had one gay bar. The other one closed
But weren't
down.
you on the beach? You were on like the Jersey Shore version of Charleston?
We went into the city.
Did you?
We spent like a whole night going out, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to hit up some clubs." She was like, "Club." I was like, "Oh,
Oh, really?
Hit up some clubs.
They
club.
had two, and one closed down, so we went to the other one, and that's where I found the guy that ended up being a manager at a Walgreens and had
Okay.
a bed in the middle of the room, and he turned out to be a vampire. But that's another story.
Well, they're nice too, right? They like the nightlife.
Mhm.
They like to boogie. They like all of it.
They're polite. They have to be invited in.
Mm-hmm. So nice. Okay, gay nightlife in Charleston. I mean, I'm sure our bureau chiefs will be able to get us hip to it. Charleston has only one gay bar, but it's one you won't want to miss. Dudley's. Is that the one you went to?
That's where we went. Is that? Did you just
How
look
can a
that up?
city the size of Charleston have one gay bar?
Because it's in South Carolina.
But it doesn't matter. There's still
think it
gay.
does.
No. Every city that size is going to have more than. It's not Sandusky. It's Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, no. Apparently we had just missed the big grand closing of their other gay bar.
Charleston Pride is 1 week long. How can there be one gay club?
We did go on a gay cruise.
Yeah, that's redundant. Hey-oh! Hey.
Cruises.
Oh.
Isn't that, what was that, Boat Trip? Wasn't that Cuba Gooding Jr. gay cruise movie?
Oh, God.
Was that what that was called?
Thankfully, never saw it. Don't know. Snow Dogs?
No. Well, that's different. Yeah.
Snow buddies.
No, I think it was called, Boat Trip.
I think you're right. I
And he
just
like
didn't see it.
pretended
Yeah, it was
to be
Boat Trip.
gay
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
fell in love with a woman and he had to say he wasn't gay or I don't know.
And hilarity ensued. Dudley's, Black Diamonds Lounge, and Slammin' Sam
Yep.
is another gay bar there in Charleston.
Yeah, there was one that had just closed when we got there, and they're like, "So Dudley's is your spot," and there was like a line. I was like, "Damn, this is ridiculous." They're like, "This is all we got." So I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense."
This is all we got.
It was fun though. I'm
So
not gonna
tear it
lie.
up in there.
They make use of it, but it was one gay bar because I was fully expecting there to be a gay district. I'm very fond of gay districts and gay neighborhoods,
I understand.
and they said Dudley's. I was like, "Okay, we'll go to Dudley's."
And Dudley's, did you have a good time? And was it fun? Like,
Yeah, no, it was a good time, and again, that's where all the gay people meet. So you're gonna see some gays there, like that is what they have to do.
that's what the slogan says outside their door. Where all the gay people meet.
You're
And
gonna see
meat
some
is spelled
gays.
M-E-A-T.
You're gonna see some gay. Come on down to Dudley's. I promise you gonna see some gays.
I got some drinks bought for me, so crack jokes all you
There,
want to.
no, that's great.
It's better than Sandusky,
Mm-hmm.
where nobody bought him anything, remember?
Yeah, he's just standing in the corner, sipping seductively for no one
On my own dime.
on my own dime.
It's not a real gay club.
Also in sperm news, Chelsea Handler found herself the target of all of the Fox News beta males complaining about her not having kids. Boy, they sure do get mad over there at people who don't. What?
A lot of people are getting mad about that video she posted. Like, because
That she said, here's another day in the life of a childless woman. Like, there's a
Yes.
lot of people who've made that choice and they're loving their lives. They get to keep all their money. Who gives a crap if
But-
somebody else?
I'm saying that, like, other female comics are getting upset.
Why?
Where they're like, listen, Chelsea, we get it. Like, it's tired. It's old. Like, it just as annoyed as you are with women talking about loving their kids, we're all annoyed with you talking about not loving kids. Like, we get it. Like, it's more of
But
a
who? But what?
what does
so
it matter
what?
type of thing.
But so
I'm just
what?
saying this is like, I
First
spent
of
a
all,
lot
she
of time
doesn't
on
have
Twitter today.
The point is she doesn't have kids, so all of her time is her own. So she's looking. At the end of the day, you're looking to fill it up with something. She doesn't have kids running around.
Sure.
The point is to make you feel good about being an aging, deeply unlikable woman who never had kids.
Feminists like Chelsea Handler, they've been lied to by their society forever.
Yeah.
That you could be a girl boss and you can do anything a man can do, which everyone who's ever seen a woman back up a vehicle knows that's not true.
Jesus.
So
What?
triggered by me. I mean, my goodness, Tucker. I think it is time for you to ask yourself a serious question. Are you really upset about how much freedom I have? Or are you upset that you haven't been able to take it away from me yet? Oh, and quick shout out to Ben Shapiro. Thank you for helping my cause of not having children. Who needs the birth control pill when your voice is 100% effective?
Keeps his wife dry.
Yeah.
Keeps his wife
Yeah.
real dry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there you go. They sure do love certain kinds of freedom, don't they? They really, really supposedly love freedom, just not the kind they don't like. A childless, deeply unlikable woman is what Tucker Carlson calls her. But who cares?
It doesn't matter.
It
It's not your
doesn't.
life.
I feel like this might be an attack on freedom of speech by the right.
They've never done that
What?
before.
No, they would never.
Bill.
They would never.
They defend
do that.
constitutional.
I know they want women to be
amendments.
professional uteruses for the state, but I mean, that's not.
Uteruses are so unprofessional. Don't even. Actually, the uterus does its job. It's the
It's
hormones
the amateur
that get
ones
in
you
the
want to stay
way.
away from. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yes, the uterus is very professional.
The uterus is
it's
on
uterus,
time.
not uter me.
Yeah.
Uter me.
Uterus is
Yeah.
on time, sticks to schedule.
Total team player.
Oh, 100%.
So they're really triggered by Chelsea Handler not wanting kids. In fact, the only thing those people don't want to control is guns. They want to control your body. They want to control your books. They want to control your kids. The bullets aren't anything near the danger to your children than history books and drag queens are over there on Fox News. So Chelsea Handler talking about how she doesn't have kids. And by the way, it is, in a strange way, a sacrifice to not have kids. You can highlight how you get to keep all your money and all, but the other side of that coin is there is something, there's nothing invalid at all about not wanting kids. But there is something in the human experience that you will not understand by not having children. So it's a perfectly valid choice. But in the totality of the human condition and in the complete human experience, there will be something missing by removing what is a biological imperative from your life. Now, if you've met some people's kids, you understand why people don't want them. And some people are like, well, what kind of world am I bringing my child into? Which that too, but that's always been the case.
Yeah, I feel like that's
We're
a
just living.
cop-out.
I don't know if it's a cop out.
I think it is.
I think it's. I'm just saying the world's always been a bananas place. We're living in this one, so we feel like it's all happening to us and only us. But
You can just admit it. I've said it in the past. I'm like, I didn't want to have kids because I'm selfish.
right,
I like
of course.
doing what I want to do when I
Yes.
want to do it.
Yes,
and there's
that's
nothing
right.
wrong with that.
That's
but
right.
I get a little annoyed when people are like, they hide behind like, well, pollution is bad.
But I also-
so I can't
Well,
have a kid.
no, but listen, I fully understand going, I don't want to bring somebody in sucking up resources, and I get that.
Right,
kids
but there are
are
also
kids
people who
aren't
don't
cheap.
recycle or they never cared about the environment before.
Well,
and
we
then
found
they
out
use
that's
that as
all
a
made up.
cop-out.
You told us that's all made up anyway.
Right, but my point is, it's people just pulling at strings to try to find a reason when you can just be like, they're not for me.
I just don't want them.
I just don't want them.
Yeah, I see.
I
I want to
also-
sleep till noon.
Right.
I also want to have kids for selfish reasons because I want someone to be able to take care of me when I'm old.
Yes, it should be on the opposite side too. When people are like, I'm a narcissist and I want to create a smaller version of myself.
Like, I want to see what he looks like, and then if I don't like him,
I didn't achieve my goals. I'm going to try and get my kid to do
I'm
it.
going to make him
Yeah.
achieve my goals.
he's going to be straight. He's going to play football. There's no way
He's
my
gonna
sperm...
be straight.
You see Cody sitting cross-legged, talking to his teenage son, and he's like, "Tell me about it." After the first time he has sex,
But
he's
there's
like
no-
hanging on to every word.
There's no way that my kid... I will not make a straight child. There's no way. There's no way my kid... My
Listen,
sperm
I
does not
have
make
3
straight kids.
children, and not one of them's left-handed. You explain that to me.
It's not the same thing.
Left-handed is
Recessive
a choice,
genes.
Alan.
Yeah.
You know that. It's in the Bible.
I've got to take a break. You want to get the last word in?